Morning, Tom.
Good morning, sir.
What have you got in store today?
Today we'll be answering the question, how can we be certain of our so-called knowledge?
That sounds absolutely fascinating.
Well, stick around, you'll find out some more. Good afternoon. Or good morning, depending on what time of day it is. My question to you today is, do we ever know anything with true certainty? This is a question heavily debated by philosophers, Descartes and Locke, Zaptek and many others. So we hope to enlighten you and explore the realm of this interesting realm of epistemology. The theme of trying to determine what knowledge is explored in the 1999 film The Matrix. If you were to come and have a look here.
Welcome, Neo. As you no doubt have guessed, I am Morpheus.
It's an honor to meet you.
No, the honor is mine. Please, come, sit. I imagine that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice. Tumbling down the rabbit hole?
You could say that.
I can see it in your eyes. You have the look of a man who accepts what he sees because he is expecting to wake up. Ironically, this is not far from the truth. Do you believe in fate, Neo?
No,
Why not?
because I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life.
I know exactly what you mean. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Matrix.
Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
This film clip of The Matrix clearly shows the choice we have between not knowing anything and pretending to live our life as sort of warped reality where we understand nothing, and understanding knowledge and where we come from. A true philosopher will attempt to understand the certainty behind knowledge and how we can be sure of everything we see and think we know. philosophers view the world with a slightly different sense. This sense could be called solipsism, but the idea of the solipsism could be better explained in a different location. Come this way, I insist. The mirror proves my point perfectly. The idea of solipsism is that only the self can exist. There is no other existing being. Descartes' theory on existence is he thinks, therefore he is. This is summed up in the Latin phrase cogito ergo sum, I think therefore I am. Do you agree with Descartes? Philosopher John Locke would say that we see the world through the medium of a sense data. For instance, take this house. I see a sense data with a rather small house with quaint brickwork and green boarded up windows. But how do we know that what we see in sense data is what really exists in the external material world? Descartes comes to the conclusion of cogito ergo sum, I think therefore I am, after having gone through what he calls his 3 ways of doubt. The 3 ways of doubt implies Descartes' journey to having complete certainty. What he does is he removes every proposition he cannot prove beyond all doubt, and he puts back into his realm of knowledge propositions he believes he can prove. For instance, cogito ergo sum, I think therefore I am, proves his own existence, and he is a believer in God, and he does not believe that an all-benevolent God would allow him to be deceived in such a monumental way. Personally, my beliefs sway towards the idea of direct realism. This states that you see everything as it exists in the external material world. However, there are notable problems with this theory. For instance, the problem of perceptual variation, which causes difference in what we see between human beings. However, it is important to note that direct realism does emphasise the importance of what we see around us and the dangers around us. For instance, if there's a cliff there, direct realism will say not to walk off the edge to find out whether it actually exists or not, because you will fall down. In conclusion, we have studied the arguments of Descartes and Locke, as well as other philosophers. But these arguments alone are not sufficient to understand how we can obtain certainty of knowledge, which all philosophers strive for. It is important to note at this point you have to create your own opinion with your own beliefs, and that can be what you believe to be true. Lastly, a quick shout out to Miss Newman. Thank you very much for the free flat white coffee, and I hope that all of our watchers have enjoyed the video as much as Petra and myself have in making it for you.